What's up guys and welcome back to another video. This is a beginner's guide to cutting a trouser. If you don't know the details of trouser cutting, this is the best video for you. So I'm going to take the measurements on the body and I'm going to apply it to the fabric step by step. So these are the measurements you're going to take when it comes to cutting a trouser. The first thing is your waist measurement. That's why I'm writing it down. The second thing is your hips measurement. After your hips, we are going to have our laps measurement. Some people call it laps and some people call it thigh measurement or laps measurement. You get that? This is the way the body flow: waist, hips, laps. Then we are going to take our length measurement, right? We're going to take the length measurement. Then we are going to take the calf measurement. That's the larger part of the leg after your knee. That's what they call calf. That bulky place after your knee before your leg. That's what they call calf. We're going to take our calf measurement, because if you don't apply calf measurement when it comes to trouser, it might be tighter in that area. So you have to have a measurement for that. Then our M measurement, that's the M of the trouser, the down part of the trouser. So these are the parts we are going to take when it comes to making a pant, right? So these are all the measurements we need. So we are going to apply all of these measurements step by step on the stuffs we are cutting. So this, my student right here, is the one I'm going to be using as a sample. So the first thing I'm going to take on him is the waist measurement. So waist measurement, so I need you to pay attention. So here, just like so, I'm just going to go around his waist, you see. And while I'm around his waist, just like so, I'm going to be able to like move that tape around. I'll be able to move the tape around. You see how it does? I'll move the tape around. Make sure it is firm to the waist and just move the tape around. You get? So right here, just like so. So on this, we have 32 inches. We have 32 inches for our waist. You see what I did there? So I'm going to write down my 32 inches. That's for the waist. So after the waist, we are going to take our measurement for our hips. Just go around the buttocks, all around the buttocks. Make sure you are exactly on the higher part of the back of the buttocks. Just right here, all the way around. Then I'm going to just move the tape as well. Make sure the tape freely go around the body while holding it, just like so. You can see, just move the tape around. Make sure it's relaxed on top of the buttocks. So we have 37 inches for our hips measurement. You see that? So the reason why your hips has to be free is because that is where your pocket is going to be. So you should not make sure your hand is able to freely go inside your pocket and come out. So your hips area has to be free, right? Your hips area has to be free. So after that, our hips is 37. After that, we're going to take our laps measurement. So just like so, all around the laps, just go around the laps. Some people take laps measurement like this. It does not make sense. As you're seeing this on the screen, it does not make sense. So our laps is where our laps is. Our laps is not on the hips. It's just exactly around the thigh area. Just around the thigh area, just like so. You see that? Let's go around and move your tape. Make sure it freely move around, because the fabric is not supposed to be sticky to your body. That's the type of measurement you want to make, right? So here for the laps, I'm going to write that down as well. Then the next thing is the length measurement. So from the waist area, just like so, all the way down to the leg, that's to the hem of the trouser. You're going to measure that as well. That's for the length. So now, depending on if they want the trouser to like reach the down or they want it to be on top of their shoe, that's you be the one to decide that. So I'm going to write that down as well. Then after that, the next thing is going to be the calf. So it is quite important that you take the calf measurements. Just for those people that usually have a wider calf, you should always take the calf measurement. So for the length, it could be 40 and 42. If they want it to reach the ground, that will be 42. If they want it on top of their shoe, that's 40. So that's why I write it down. So for the calf, you can see that. Just measure it all around and make sure the tape is able to go from the calf all the way to the leg. You move it around as well. You can see that. So you measure the calf as well, and also the knee. Now, if you want the calf and the leg to be exactly the same thing, that's what I'm going to be writing there. 16 inches for the calf. and 16 inches for the hem. That's straight all the way from the calf down, so that the trouser can easily go up and down on the body. So that's all the measurement that you need to take on a body for the trouser. That's all you have to take. So everything now require plus and addition in order to get our trouser. So let's go to the cutting table and do that. So right here, this is our fabric, and we already fold it in double. You can see what I have here. We already fold our fabric in double. See? So the first thing we are going to do is to mark our vertical and horizontal line, just like so from here. Just going to mark a straight line right here. That's the line we are going to follow in order to cut our pant. See that? Let's mark that. Get a straight line. And also on this side as well. You're going to get the straight line at this place also. Just like so. See that? Mark it down. See that? So once you have that, the next thing now is to apply all your measurements on the trouser. Apply all the measurements on the trouser. So first thing first, we have our waist measurement. Remember that our waist is 32 inches. So now in order to do that, our 32 inches is going to be division 32 divided by 4. And the reason why we divide 32 by 4 is because our fabric is folded in double. You can see here. So if you're cutting a front panel, that means we're cutting 2 of those front panel. If you're cutting a back panel, that means you're cutting 2 of those back panel. So 2 front panel, 2 back panel, that's a total of 4 trouser divide. Like there's the total of 4 fabrics, right? So that's why you have to divide it by 4. So our 32 inches divided by 4 inches is going to give us a total of, so that's divided by 2. So divided by 4 will give us a total of, that would be 8 inches. That's 32 divided by 4. That will give us 8 inches. Don't forget we are cutting it in double. So this is the front panel. That's why I'm writing it down. This is the front panel. So once you have that, so everything we are cutting here, we are cutting it on the down part as well. So once we have the front panel, so right here, so when we are applying, you have to understand there are some other measurements you're going to be adding to the waist itself. So here, remember our waist is 32 divided by 4, which gives us 8 inches, right? To that 8 inches, I'm going to add an extra 1 inch because this trouser is still going to have an elastic at the back, and we're still going to stitch our zip in the front. So all this stitching of the zip is going to take some fabric out of the material. So in order to avoid tightness on that area, we are going to add an extra 1 inch to it. So our 32 divided by 4 plus an extra 1 inches for the sewing allowance of the zipper and the joining of the fabric on the side. That is the thing you have to understand. So that will give us a total of 9 inches. 9 inches. Now, in order to get our crotch length, we already get our waist measurement. In order to get our crotch length, that's going to be our hips measurement. Our hips divided by 4. Hips divided by 4. Our hips is 37 inches. Don't forget, 37 inches. So I'm just going to fold my tape. That's 37 divided by 4. That's by 2. That's 18.5 divided by 4. So that's going to give us 9 1/4 of an inch. 9 1/4. So in order to get the crotch length, I'm going to apply my 9 1/4 here. Exactly 9 1/4 of an inch. You see that? Exactly 9 1/4 of an inch. That's for the crotch length. So just to confirm, I'm asking if you understand the whole process. Our waist divided by 4, that's what gives us 8 inches. So we add an extra 1 inch to that. So for the sewing allowance on the zip area and on the side of the front panel. And also in order to get our crotch length, we're going to divide our hips by 4. And that gives us 9 1/4. That's what we apply here. Using your hip cuff to get your crotch length will give you the freedom in the hips area so that that place is not tight anyways. That's why you have to use your hip to get your crotch depth and your crotch, like to get your crotch length, which is the crotch depth for the trouser. That's quite important. So once you have that, the next thing is just going to be the same thing you got here, which is your 9 1/4. I'm going to apply it on this side also. That's 9 1/4. I'm going to apply it here also, so I can have a straight line. You can see that. So that's for us to get a straight line that we're going to use for our laps area. So remember here we added our hips divided by 4. That's what gives us our crotch length, right? So at that upper part of the crotch length, we are going to subtract 1 inch. That is for our crotch, that's for our waist slant. 1 inch under the tummy area. There has to be a curve of 1 inch below the back panel. So from this part, I'm going to mark my 1 inch. You see that? That's for under the tummy area. 1 inch is out of that. And sometimes I might not remove up to 1 inch. I might take maybe like a 3/4 of an inch out of that area. But mostly the maximum you can take is 1 inch. 1 inch is okay. So the next thing is to get our crotch cuff. Our crotch cuff. So now that we have the line for where our crotch length is, I'm going to connect the two together just like so. You can see that. Connect the two together. So before we take out our crotch cuff, I'm going to do my length first. Our length is 41 inches. So this one is going to be addition. So our length is 41 inches plus an extra 2 inches for the folding allowance on the leg. That's 41 plus 2. That's going to give us a total of 43 inches, right? So from the top right here, I'm going to measure 43 down. So I'm going to mark 41, and I'm also going to mark my 41 first, then 43. And also I'll take this to the front a little bit so I can have a straight line from both sides. I'm going to mark 41 and also mark 43. You see that? Just like so. So we have our full length. Let me take the camera so you can see it very well. So here, I'm going to connect the two lines together. This for the M, and this is for the length itself, right? So once we have that, we are going to get our knee measurement. So in order to get your knee measurement, I'm just going to divide my entire length into two. Our length, which is, our trouser length is 41, right? That's 41 divided by 2. That will give us 20 and a half. 41 divided by 2, that's 20.5 inches. 20.5 inches is what I'll be using for my knee measurement. That's my knee length. So from up here to this place, I'm going to mark my 20 and a half, and also here 20 and a half. So that's my knee measurement from here. So I'm going to connect it together. Once I connect that together, so I have all my line that I will be using to get my exact measurement. So now once I get that, the next thing is going to be the laps measurement. So now our laps is just going to be a division of 2. Our laps is 25 inches. So 25 divided by 2, that's going to give us 12.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 12.5 here. You see, just on that crotch length, that's where I'm applying this laps measurement. I'm going to add 12.5. So to that 12.5, I'm going to add an extra half of an inch for the sewing allowance under the crotch cuff. That will give us a total of 13 inches. You see that? That will give us a total of 13 inches. So once you have that, you have your crotch extension, you already mark your crotch cuff. So here, I want you to pay attention here. So the same measurements we mark on our waist, we are going to apply it exactly on the crotch cuff as well. on the crotch extension, just on our lap area, we're going to apply it. So between those two lines, I'm going to divide it by 2. This is going to give us 9 1/4. So 9 1/4 divided by 2, I'm going to divide that place by 2 in order to get the center point, right? So once I have the center point of this place, I'm going to apply my hips measurement on that area. My hips measurement on that area as well. So our hips is 9 1/4 of an inch. That's our hips divided by 4. Give us 9 1/4 of an inch. Remember, in order to give that waist area where your pocket is going to be a little like a space for the pocket to go inside of, like for your hand to go inside of your pocket freely. So we usually use our hip area on that side. So that's what is going to push that waist measurement a little bit further than how it's supposed to just be straight down, right? So here we're going to use our hips measurements in that part. That's 9 1/4 of an inch. You see that? So if I connect that our waist to where that 9 1/4 is, it's going to be a little bit forward. You can see that it's not just straight, it's a little bit forward by a quarter of an inch. You get? So you can see between the two lines that is actually a little bit forward. That's what you want to do in order to have a perfect waist area and your hips area. So after that, I'm just going to make a curve from that line right here, just like so, all the way to our crotch curve. You see that? If you're getting it, if you're understanding it, just smash the like button so far, because I think I'm doing a good job for you. I'm trying my best for you guys. So here, on that slant area, I'm just going to like slant that waist also, just from here, just like so. I'm just going to connect it together, just like so. You see that? That's the waist slant. And once I have that, the next thing is to get the center point of the trouser itself, to get where the gaiters of the trouser is going to be, right? So in order to do that, just like so, from here, I'm going to mark my 13 inches. I'm going to divide that by 2. 13 inches divided by 2 is going to give me the center point, just like so. So I'm going to mark here. I'm going to bring it to the knee measurement, and I'm also going to mark it. And I'll bring it to the leg measurement as well. And I'm also going to mark it. You see that? Mark it. So once I have that, I'm going to connect it together. That's the center part. So once I get the center part, next thing is to apply all of the measurements in that area, step by step. You see? So now on the leg measurement, remember our M. So our M is 16 inches. Remember? So our M is going to be 16 divided by 2, which is going to give us 8 inches. So that 8 inches now, we are going to spread it on the line, which is 4 inches on the left and 4 inches on the right, right? So just here, I'm going to apply the 4 inches, mark the 4 inches, then mark the 8 inches here. So far. So remember our calf area. So in order to get the calf line, let me write it down. In order to get the calf line, that's going to be from our knee measurement to like 7 inches. That's where our calf length is going to be. You can see from our knee to 7 inches. That's where our calf is going to be. This is for an adult, actually. For an adult, this is how to apply your calf measurement. That's 7 inches from our knee area. So exactly on that area, that's where we're going to be applying our calf also. Our calf also is 16 inches divided by 2. That will give us 8. So we're going to spread the 8 right here. You see that? Quite simple. So from the M, which is from the leg, to where the calf is, I'm going to connect it together. That's just a straight cut to this place as well. You see that? Once I have that, the next thing is our hip curve. in order to connect both the crotch and the leg together. I hope you guys are following step by step. If there's a question you have in this video, simply drop it in the comment section of this video. So from that area, from the crotch, I'm just going to use my hip cuff and connect it together here, just like so. You see that? Very, very simple. So from here, I'm going to take the hip cuff as well, all the way to this place, but I'm not going to connect it totally to the M. So I'm just going to reach an halfway. You see that? Just an halfway like this. Then I'm going to turn my ruler. You see? I'm going to turn my ruler in order to get the exact hip cuff that I needed. So at this area so far, you can see, make sure the hip actually go a little bit further than our line. You see that? Make sure it go further than the line. So from there, just go straight all the way like so. So that is our hip area. So I just mark that out. So for our pocket, 7 inches, I'll mark 7 inches right here, and 2 inches on the upper part for our pocket fold. So once I have that, the next thing is to simply cut it out. That's all you have to do when it comes to cutting a trouser. So this stage now, they are all going to ask me questions and stuffs, and that's how that place works. So basically, just a touch of explanation. This basic trouser cutting is the same thing that applies to anything. If you're asked to cut out a boot cut, all you have to do is just to increase the wideness of the leg. And if you're supposed to cut out a straight cut from the lap area all the way down, is what you're going to apply. If your M is like 16 inches, you just have to if your M is like 20 or 30 inches, you just have to divide it by 2, then spread the remaining measurement on the leg area. And you have to connect it from the crotch cuff all the way to the leg. That's the thing. And if you want to cut like a full cut all the way from the laps to the leg, exactly the same thing. You just cut out a full cut like so from your laps measurement all the way down. So once you understand this fundamental, you can use it to cut any kind of a trouser. Any kind of a trouser will work once you know this fundamental. It's as simple as A, B, C. So the next thing now is to simply cut this out. So here on the leg, I'm just going to mark that area on the M area so we can have something to fold inside. So the next thing is to simply cut it all out. So I'm going to ask him to cut it out. So you just follow up with the cutting on the pockets, leave the pocket area out, then cut the slant, as simple as that. Then here now we have to cut out our back panel. So in order to do that, just bring your front panel like so. See what I did here? Just bring your front panel like so. I'm going to leave some allowance at the top of the trouser so I can have my 2 inches for the rise, for the back panel rise. So you guys can see that. Just get this. See what I have here. So once I get that, the first thing I'm going to do is to increase the height of the back panel. You know the place that we cut out our 1 inch, which is for the tummy? I said that place before. First thing is to increase that back for the buttocks cover. That's for the back panel cover. So here, I'm going to have my 2 inches right here. Sometimes I can make it like 2 1/4 or 2.5 maximum. So once I have that, on the crotch, on the back area, I'm going to add an extra 1 inch for the joining allowance and also for elastic at the back. I had 1.5 inches there. You see that? 1.5 inches for the back panel. That's mostly for elastic or the sewing allowance at the back of the trouser. 1.5 inches. That's what I added there. So once I added that, this can be used for either sewing allowance or because of elastic.
that it works both ways for corporate trouser or for a casual trouser with a back elastic actually. So I usually add 1.5 inches at the back, highest. So on this area now, on the crotch cuff, I'm just going to, from that exact crotch cuff, I'm going to make a line all the way to that 1.5 that I added to the back panel of the trouser, just like so, just like this, you see? Just add a straight cuff at that area, and this place, I'm going to make a straight line here as well, just like so, see that? That's the rise for the back panel. And after I get that, the next thing is to simply mark out my extension here. The crotch back extension is going to increase by 3 inches. And here, on here, I'm going to add an extra 2.5 all the way to the leg, 2.5 all the way down, 2.5 down. So once I have that, I'm just going to like connect them all together. From the leg all the way to the knee, I'm going to connect my 2.5. That's for the allowance on the leg area, 2.5. 2.5 here as well. So I'm going to connect the leg together. You can see that. So on the cuff, I'm going to use my hip cuff to connect from the crotch all the way to the leg. You see that? Very simple. So between that rise and the crotch, I'm going to divide it by 2, and I'm going to get the center point where the cuff is supposed to start from, just like so. Once I have the center point right here, I'm going to connect it all the way to the crotch extension, which is our 3 inches, just here like so. You can see that. Then I'm just going to like connect it together. Some people can make a cuff very low, but here, once I have my center points, that's where my cuff is going to start from that center point area. You know that we start our center points, we start our cuff on the front panel from that center point area as well. So also on this one, that's where you're supposed to start your center point also. So from here, just make your cuff just like so. You can see that all the way like so. So what I have, so that's the whole process of getting this. So we already get our back panel and we get our front panel. It's as simple as possible. So the next thing is just to cut it out also. So from that upper part, just cut it all the way straight. Make sure you have a sharp scissors. This scissors is doing something else. Just like so. I notch my pocket area. Also here. Then I just cut it all the way down. So this is my entire back and front panel. It's as simple as ABC. This is all it takes to cut out a trouser. So once you have this, it's asking me a question about getting the zipper, to put the zipper in place. The video on that is also coming. But in order to do that, you have to understand where your zipper is going to be on the trouser. If your zipper exposure is going to be at 7 inches, I'm going to mark the 7 inches. Just from here, my zipper is going to be at an exposure of like 6 inches or 7 inches. So once I have that, the next thing is to stitch the trouser from that 7 inches all the way to our sewing allowance. He's having an issue with that area, that's why I'm trying to explain it. Once you stitch that place and you understand your zip exposure, that's where you're going to put your zip to inside the trouser, just like this, you see. When I put this up, you can see that's where the zip is going to be, because you already lock the down part, the inside of the crotch for the front panel. That's the whole process of cutting. If you like this video and you like to see more and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please go do well and click the subscribe button. And if you've not liked this video, also click the like button. After this one, we're going to upload the ones on how to join it together and how to apply your waistband and all. See you on the next one. Peace.